Hey guys, this is Emily from Jones Design Company and you're here for a coffee chat. So the idea behind a coffee chat is that sometimes it gets a little impersonal when it's just my written word on the blog. So this is a little video if we were going to sit across from each other at a coffee shop and chat about things. These are some of the topics that I would maybe bring to the table. So today's coffee chat is taking place in my new studio. I'm so excited about this space. So if you haven't heard, we bought a new house and we just moved in last weekend. So it is an absolute disaster. We are eating out of paper bowls and sleeping on an air mattress. But you know what, that's part of moving. So our story is a little bit crazy. We did our 4-month road trip. We kind of knew that we were considering moving. So we had our house mostly packed up. Mostly packed up, not really, but, and we went on the road trip, not really sure. We could come back and we would be fine in our house, but we just felt like we're ready for something new. We were ready for new projects. We're ready for some land that we just wanted the kids to be able to be outside and play. And we wanted to look out our windows and not necessarily see our neighbor's house right next door. We were ready for a little more space. So we searched and searched while we were on our road trip. Didn't really find anything until about a week before we were due to come home. This house came on the market. It felt like the right place, except that we were still out of town. So we couldn't come see it. We just had to hope, cross our fingers that no one would buy it before we got home, which was a little crazy at the end of the summer because houses were going like crazy. So we got home from our road trip on a Sunday. We came and looked at this house on Monday. We made an offer that day. It was accepted the next day. And then we had to go through the process of registering the kids for a new school district and meeting the teacher, and then school started the next week. It was a little bit of a whirlwind, but exciting. And we were just open to whatever possibilities would come our way through this house. We enrolled the kids in a new school district. So they started at new schools. Our oldest is in 7th grade and then 5th grade, 3rd grade, and 1st grade. And the transition went smoothly. It was hard, especially for our 7th grader, because he has such a strong group of friends from our old neighborhood. He's grown up there. And so all of those friends are people that he's known since kindergarten, or even younger, some of our church friends and neighborhood friends. So it was a tough one for him, but there have been some great kids who have brought him under their wing and he is doing really well. And then the other kids, you know what? Kids are so resilient and so they make friends so easily. So we could not be more happy with how the transition has gone for them. We were commuting. It's about an hour from our old house, and so we were commuting the kids back and forth the first week or so of school, and then we decided this is insane. We can't keep functioning like this. So our friends let us move into their garage apartment. So above their garage is this darling studio apartment. I'll try to take some pictures and show you. Actually, I did take pictures of what it looked like with us living there. So 6 people living in this little studio apartment was a little bit humorous, but we were used to it. We were traveling in an Airstream for 4 months, so this was no different. So for 6 weeks, we lived with them. It was not supposed to be for 6 weeks, but you know how closings go on houses. Sometimes it takes forever, and this one did take forever. So we finally got in and we loved living with our friends. I think there's just something about communal living that's really amazing. Sharing dinner responsibility and pickup. And so it was really fun. These are friends that we've had since college. They were in our wedding, and we joke because we've lived an hour away from each other. We feel like we've known them for 15 years, but we saw them more in these 6 weeks than we have over the course of those 15 years. So it was such a blessing. We love them. It was a really great way for our kids to transition because they had instant friends to hang out with and things to do after school. So even though it was, a little tricky living in a little apartment, we were a little bit used to that. Tiny living hasn't been a big struggle for us, and now we live in a house without our furniture because our old house has not sold yet. We're putting it on the market. It should be on as we speak. We'll see. So we're hoping for a quick sale on that one. It's such a beautiful home. It will make a great home for another family. So we're just praying for the right buyers. To move into the neighborhood, I also feel that responsibility. Like, I love my neighbors, and so I want to make sure that they have a new neighbor, a new family, especially that they really love. So we're praying for a quick sale. We're praying for a good family to move in there. A couple of you had questions about the house. Let me get my notes. Yes, we do live here. So we're not doing projects first, kind of our theory, especially for a house that doesn't have a lot of structural things that need to be done. Our thought is we want to just live here and do the projects that we can do when we can fit them in. So we've already kind of deconstructed some spaces. I'm excited to show you that. And it's a little slow going for us, but it will happen. And I will be sure to document the whole process, of course. Our old house, yes, it's on the market. Oh, I'm going to tell you a little story about the first morning that we were here. The kids, we got up to go to school. I walked downstairs, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a little thing run across the kitchen floor. I thought it was a really big spider, and then I realized it was a mouse. And I don't do well with rodents. So I jump up onto a chair, and Brady, my 10-year-old, or actually he just turned 11, he was down there and he's like, Mom, it's so cute. So he got a shoebox, caught this little mouse. I was screaming on a chair because I don't want to have a mouse in my house and not in my new house. He took it outside, and he said when he dumped it out, it turned and looked at him in the face and then turned around and ran away. So Brady fell in love with this little mouse, and I wanted it out of my house. So that was a crazy first morning of living here. I think it might have been because there were some major storms here. We live near the woods, so I'm sure that there are rodents, and maybe I'll get a cat. I don't know. Ryan's not a cat person, but I'm not a mouse person, so I'm not sure how we're gonna deal with this issue. Okay, so the new house. Yes, I will document the whole thing, or as much as we possibly can. When we bought our old house, it was before I was blogging, so we did a lot of projects and didn't take pictures because who takes pictures of their projects unless you have a reason for it, and we didn't. So this house, I think it will be a fun project. We'll keep some things kind of to ourselves. I've heard before that bloggers struggle when they buy a new house, a new project, because they feel like there's all this pressure from outside sources to make sure, that you want to make sure that your kitchen is something that everyone is going to like. So my goal here is just to have this house feel like us, and we want to make decisions that are best for our family and best for what our aesthetic idea of the house is. So I want to invite everyone in to watch that process, and hopefully we'll be able to do it in a really genuine, true to ourselves way. We'll see. Hopefully it works out in our favor that way. Okay, now that I've chatted your ears off about our new house, because that really is what's going on right now, and I've been dying to talk about it. It's been so hard for the last month and a half to know that this was going on, but I couldn't say anything about it. So now that I can, if we were sitting at coffee, this is probably all you would hear me talk about is our house and our plans and what we want to do and all of that, but we'll get to it. Sometimes at the end of coffee chats, I like to talk about a couple of products that I'm loving. And so one of them, actually I'll start with this one, is a candle that Ryan found. We now live in Gig Harbor. So if you're in the area, it's a great little peninsula. It's kind of surrounded by water. There's a great bridge. Actually, the bridge is called the Narrows Bridge. And in the 60s, I think, it was the bridge that in a windstorm, it went crazy. I'm gonna link to the video because I think it's so fascinating and crazy. So we drive over that bridge to get here to our house, and I think it's safe. So we should be okay. But I really love bridges, so it's kind of fun that we now have to drive on a bridge. Anyway, there's this little store in Gig Harbor called The Foundry. It's a men's store. We found this awesome store when we were in Jackson, Wyoming, and it was another kind of guys store, and it made me really love men's products. I don't know if that's weird. And I think that the direction we want to go with this house is a bit more masculine, and so I kind of am taking inspiration from that store in Jackson, and then this store called The Foundry. They don't really have home good things, but they have a lot of really cool clothes. And then this candle that Ryan bought, it's called Moonshine, and it says that it has the scent of leather. What else was on there? Hold on. Leather, black pepper, tobacco, and gin. But I'll tell you, tobacco doesn't smell good to me, but this candle actually smells good. It just smells like musky and manly, kind of, in a not gross way. Anyway, I love it. It really smells good. And the house, you move into a new house and it doesn't smell like home. So we're trying to burn some candles and make it smell like home. So I'm totally into this candle right now called Moonshine. I'll link to it so you can see what it is. I'm also into, and I've been into this for a long time, but Beauty Counter lip conditioner. This one I think is the peppermint Oh yeah, peppermint balm. I am kind of obsessed with this. I'm not really a lipstick wearer. I think I should be because I think it would probably add color to my face, but really what I love is just lip balm. And I really like this one by Beauty Counter. I also really like Beauty Counter's packaging, so good job, Beauty Counter. For a girl who loves packaging, you do a great job. So Beauty Counter lip balm. And then my friend Jamie Ivey, you probably know who I'm talking about. She has a podcast. Her husband's a worship pastor and a singer and a songwriter. I'm pretty sure he wrote some of these songs. I don't know. They just came out with this new kids CD and it's called Only Jesus. And I'll tell you what, it's not really just for kids. There are some kids kind of in the background of the songs, but it's really just a great worship CD. I think it's hard. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, I think. It's hard to find music that your kids think is cool, but that you want to listen to as an adult. I think we're almost out of the phase. How sad for me. Where Salty isn't quite as interesting to the kids. And we've really loved, what's it called? Seeds of Worship. I love those CDs, but I think we're almost to the point where the kids have outgrown that. And so it's great to now have another resource of a pretty cool music. It's worship music. It sounds great. Her husband, Aaron, is the singer on it. And his voice is awesome. When I told my son about it today when we were listening, I said, oh, this is my friend's husband singing. And he was like, he felt all famous that his mom knew the singer of the CD. So anyway, it's just really good music. So thank you, Jamie, if you watch, for sending this to me. But also, if you're looking for some music for your kids, this one's a great one. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna head out, but thanks for chatting, and I hope you have a good weekend, and we're gonna just keep going on our house. So, oh wait, one more thing. On Monday, come back, because I am going to make my simplified decorating class live. It will open up on Monday. This class, I have worked really hard on just coming up with the ways that will make decorating your home really easy. I think that a lot of people struggle with figuring out what their style is and how do you pinpoint what do you want to put in your room that matches your style. And so the goal of this class is to make it as simple as possible to figure out your style and then to be able to confidently put that style into your room. So love the class. I think you're gonna love it, and that opens on Monday. So there it is. All of the things that I have to talk about. I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.